What's up, skin jobs? So, Christ, another chapter of the Prime Trilogy is closing up already, and once again I've done almost nothing about it. So before Power of the Primes makes me eat my words about combiners, I just don't feel like I need any more combiners ever, amen. How likely is it that we'll get like a, Combiner Wars hunger? 0 at this point, I would imagine. Let's at least catch up a tiny bit with a tasty Titans Return sleeper hit. Won't you shake it one time for Quake? Now, this Maroon Marauder was one of 2 Decepticon repaints in Titans Wave 4, repping ClubCon against 3 original mold Autobots. That's privilege in action. But honestly, I was way more pumped for these 2. Unremarkable background bad guy flunkies are pretty much my aesthetic. So call my name and quake me up. Quake me up inside. So, Quake's a rather reserved recolor of the understatedly superb Hardhead figure in a decidedly more dour palette of maroon, indigo, and grey, Marinda Grey, with like Hardhead's implied spudstrint flat basically pavemented over and a couple of cheeky bicep deceptor zaps. And because it's a Titans Return figure, the double Target Master thing's out the window. Why though? We have the molds. But I just can't be mad though when he's rocking such a gorgeous head slab with one of the crispest face sculpts of the whole thing. Check out his granity vanity snuggled in there on the extremely square collarbone plateau with the shoulder-mounted hearing loss cannon. Kinda love how the torso slopes outward there. Sucker looks jacked. Now at this point in the video I'd normally talk about his body parts and what's cool and interesting about him, but he's not making it easy. Like the legs definitely separate the ground from his butt and his arms are really there. But I think this might be as close as possible to get to like default Transformer. I mean, the tank cockpit and the smidge of minor tread sculpting are the only clues that it even transforms. He's just the best kind of basic. Not like Combiner Wars basic, like some boilerplate robot dickhead with a bunch of mode garbage hanging out his arse. Like he holds a very specific charm which somehow manages to meld his unmistakable badass G1 identity with a compelling kind of ambiguity that plays perfectly into the whole Titan crossplay thing. Take away the tank factor and suddenly he's just a kind of baseline body type. Like one of those Megatron origin worker/soldier Joe Sixpack nobodies in middle ground mid-tone colours with a standard issue level 1 rifle. He's just, who is that? Plus he absolutely rocks the arse out of every single Titan Master head ever. He can be literally anybody. So yes, Quake's robot mode is a damn fine Robro, smouldering with subtle proletariat chic. Let them eat Quake? That's all I got. Oh, I forgot to do his pants. It just hurt my finger with my other finger. Alright, one cheeky flip out, fall down, and we're in Cybertank Town. Because we're still copying from Hardhead's workbook, it's basically nothing like G1 Quake's compact crushbox mode. But it's still a tank, kind of. And it's actually an extremely sound little flat boy. Like it's super low and sleek and futury, and it looks slick AF with this deep burgundy carapace and translucent cockpit. Clear blue army. And check it out, for once he's not pulling that weak bod imposter thing with like 4 tiny lame-ass roller wheels that don't work. Instead, he's just got the 2 tiny lame-ass wheels that don't work, and like 1 slightly bigger lame-ass roller thingy that barely works. Twin hinge tilt on the cannon so you can properly open that bitch up. And also the head hole's still in play for Titan-y hijinks. Suppose we should talk about Chasm there. Hello, Chasm, you alright? Safe. So it's a bit of an odd one, but still a fairly fierce tank mode, but it can be so much more than that. Just lose the cannon, and what is that? Some kind of research crawler? Moon buggy? Just a car? And you know, you can maybe stand him up on his treads like animated Ratchet, maybe jam a crane arm in there. Maybe not that one, but you know, you get it. There's potential. So yeah, Titans Return Quake is a super solid deluxe Deuterino, and a love letter to the joy of anonymity. Like he's kind of liberated the mold from being one very specific guy to being a totally different very specific guy, and also nobody in particular. How you doing that? But in any case, it's just really nice to have Quake on the scene. Like, he fits in with anybody, you can finally reunite the FOC Escalation Squad, and all told, he's just low-key one of the best Titan boys going. So cheers for watching, drop us a like if you fancy it, and please, quake me up before you go.
Be sure to subscribe for more Thew's awesome Transformers reviews. Robocentric Vocabugasm.